This video is brought to you by Squarespace. I've gotta say, I've always loved Donkey Kong. He's been there for me my entire video game journey. He's an absolute unit and an icon, and I've loved playing as him across the dozens of titles he's had throughout the years. But Donkey Kong hasn't exclusively lived on a Nintendo console. He's broken out into the real world several times during his 4 decades of being a chomping, pixelated banana boy. And now he's got his very own theme park. We are truly living in our Donkey Kong era. So stuff me in a DK barrel and launch me into space, baby. It's time to peel back the costume history of this crazy monkey character. It's the history of Donkey Kong. I wore a tie. I wore a tie for this because I wanted to be fancy. Nintendo started making arcade cabinets in the early 1980s, and things were not going well. Their game Radar Scope was not selling at all, and they had a huge backlog of unused arcade cabinets that they had made that needed to be repurposed into a new game. So they shifted gears and created a whole new genre of obstacle course game type. Originally, the game was intended to be a Popeye game, where you would go up against the big hulking Bluto as he would throw, ship barrels at you as you tried to save olive oil as the spinach chomping underdog. But the partnership between Popeye and Nintendo fell through, so they tweaked the designs of all the characters, and bing bang boom, history was made. You know what I mean? Like, Miyamoto, the father of Nintendo's awesomeness, essentially, is quoted for saying that he chose the name Donkey to imply a certain stubbornness, and of course the name Kong because he's an ape. The arcade cabinet launched Donkey Kong into pop culture history. Everyone was playing this game and everyone sucked at it. Everyone was just getting hit with barrels left and right. You ask anybody, their first memories of this game, millennials, and they're like, oh man, this thing tore me up. Eventually, the game was ported to the earliest of home arcade systems, and we got our first TV commercial to promote it, and we got a big old Donkey Kong costume. Boy, oh boy. Well, look, it's just a simple old off-the-shelf gorilla outfit, kidnapping the gal pal of a video game boy who can't take his eyes off the screen, because he's got that dopamine addiction pumping. This commercial was truly ahead of its time. But the costume was very rudimentary. It was just designed for more of the visual impact, to say that this is the game's pixelated monkey character. The Donkey Kong character hadn't really evolved yet. It was just a gorilla who had an affinity for barrel tossing on what looked like a construction site. I don't get it. I still don't get it to this day, but I love it. A year later, in 1982, we got the follow-up, Donkey Kong Jr. You could swing on vines in this game. It was an absolute game changer because it was the same sort of gameplay, but now there were fun power-ups, fruits. You could eat fruits, you could swing on vines, but you were the son of Donkey Kong now. You were Donkey Kong Jr. And you gotta save your old man from Mario. Not just your old man, your papa, because they made a commercial for this, and wow. The DK Jr. costume is truly nightmare fuel. What was this, a discount Planet of the Apes? Background extra that you put a t-shirt on? What is going on with this character? Yikes. You can see the big old stock gorilla costume that they have. Donkey Kong is just a big old gorilla, he's a big old ape, and Diddy Kong is, well, he's not Diddy Kong yet, he's just Donkey Kong Jr. He's more refined,
I'm Donkey Kong Jr., and that's my papa. Save your papa! Save yourself!
Help Donkey Kong Jr. save his papa.
But I love the commercial. Check out this commercial. It feels like an episode of Nickelodeon Guts. It's like a huge obstacle course. Why, Nintendo Land at Universal, do you not have a Donkey Kong Jungle Gym play experience? It just feels like, common sense, guys. All right, 1994, Donkey Kong Country. Wow, this game was groundbreaking. Pre-rendered 3D CGI character sprites made this game iconic. So it was kind of clever. And a few years later, when they ported this to the Game Boy, they had like a advertising bum rush, man. Like, holy smokes. And we got this beautiful pair of Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong costumes that looked very much like the 3D CGI rendered characters. They had them doing all sorts of insane stuff, such as, I don't know, riding an ostrich, riding a real ostrich, because that's something you can do in the game, I guess. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong can jump on an ostrich and ride it around. Not, I guess, I played the game plenty. I know, I rode the mine train. I get it. You could ride an ostrich, but they put a man in a Donkey Kong suit and put him on an ostrich, you know, like good luck and so long, Chuck. And I guess competitive ostrich riding's a thing. I guess, I don't know. Rob told me that, I don't know. Honestly, these commercials are brilliant, and I love them. And we would never do something as iconic as this today. Like, here I am going back to it. It'd just be a CGI ostrich. This is a real ostrich, and that was a real man in a Donkey Kong costume. But the costume's beautiful. It looks exactly like Donkey. I don't know why they didn't just stop. This was perfect. It was perfect. Like, don't change anything, guys. It's perfect. But things are about to go downhill fast. There were a couple sequels to DK Country, such as Diddy Quest, where there were commercials, once again, that returned to the roots of like a man in like a realistic monkey suit. But this was like a realistic monkey suit. Like, you know, like I'm hired to be a gorilla at the zoo kind of thing. Like, we bought a zoo, but it has a fake gorilla. And I don't know if this was supposed to be Donkey Kong playing the Diddy Kong sequel, like jealous and smashing it, turning around, or if this was just supposed to be a gorilla that was hyped to see representation in a video game. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure what the story is here, but I did not play any of these sequels, just the original, so I can't really speak if any of this was fun or not. But hey, another monkey suit. Now, I personally believe that Donkey Kong's renaissance came with the Nintendo 64. You had everything. You had Smash Brothers, you had Mario Kart, you had Donkey Kong 64, you had Mario Party. Like, Donkey Kong started like entering like the pantheon of characters that you could access in these games, and he became cool, especially for like a big dude like me. I love playing as Donkey Kong. You know, like I felt like represented. You all, of course, remember the Smash Brothers commercial. Pikachu, Mario, Donkey Kong beating the crap out of each other. It's hilarious. Yoshi is there. It's so great. I love these costumes. And all of the characters look great, except bizarrely for Donkey Kong, who looks freakish. He looks freakish. I don't know how else to describe it other than he just looks freakish. He just looks freakish. I know I just keep saying freakish, but that's all I could think of is a freakish donkey. What really tickles me is that apparently, and Kenny's gonna love this, there were live events with these costume characters called Slam Fest, which was essentially Nintendo WWE. And the costumes just beat on each other. This is everything WWE's missing today. Like, let's just bring this back. Let's just bring this back now. Forget about Jake Paul and Jake Paul or Logan Paul, whichever one it is. I don't care. Fighting Mike Tyson. Forget all that. I want to see Pikachu and Yoshi beat the crap out of each other. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And the Nintendo 64 Donkey Kong game, Donkey Kong 64, has a commercial that follows the wreckage path of what I assume to be the freakish DK costume, but we never get a glimpse of Donkey Kong in his own commercial. But we did end up getting the DK rap from Donkey Kong 64, so I am forever grateful for that. Now, this is the fun one I stumbled upon while researching, but in 2001, we had Mario Kart Super Circuit, which I believe was a Game Boy Advance game, and had a bunch of commercials, a bunch of like live action Mario Kart commercials, where again, you had characters riding in their karts. And this costume is a little weird. It's like they overcorrected from the last one, the last freakish one. I know I just keep saying freakish. Only to make another freakish one, but this time the head is obnoxiously large and the rest of the body is just a man's body. And this guy's got serious road rage, by the way. It's just, this one's a yikes for me. This one's a 1 out of 5 donkeys for me. Donkey Kongs for me. Yikes. While Nintendo 64 gave Donkey Kong his renaissance, he truly moved into the future, if you will, with the GameCube classic Donkey Konga. Oh my gosh, you all remember Donkey Konga. Don't even act like you don't remember Donkey Konga. I'll never grow tired of watching people play games, intense, serious, difficult games, but only using the DK bongos. It's incredible. It's never not funny to me. I'm never not entirely fascinated by it. I love it. The commercial for this game is all over the place. It was like in this weird era of the 2000s where it was like, you know, a lot of like, you know, Jackass and like MTV and like prank shows and punk. It's a bunch of guys in monkey suits throwing bananas at guys wearing like banana helmets, playing the game, trying not to laugh while they're being like antagonized by another man in a large Donkey Kong costume that's terrifying and for some reason missing its eyes. Like, where is this character's eyes? I mean, it's not the worst looking suit if you look at it for like a second. Like if you were like watching TV in 2003, you know, back when you were watching commercials and you only saw them once and then they disappeared, you know, you could never watch them again on YouTube. If this thing just passed into the night, you'd be like, what was that? I mean, it was Donkey Kong, but it looked a little weird. But man, when you like get a screenshot of it, I do not like. This does not eat, as the kids say. This chews. Is that appropriate? This does not eat, it chews. And I choose to not look at it.
Sorry, Donkey Kong. You're just not a draw anymore. Hey, he still got it.
In 2004, there was the Donkey Konga Beach Party. They took a big old beach party tour to promote the game. And wow, this was wild. This is a new character costume, and he's a thick boy with weird long fingers. I don't like this. And in some of the pictures, his fingers are dirty.
And I just keep saying freakish.
And he's so grumpy. Why, DK, why are you so grumpy, man? Why are you so grumpy? You got bongos, you've got the beach, you got a cool car. You know, he needs to cheer up, DK. This is amazing. I'm excited about it. While I can't necessarily give you Disney on Ice, let me give you the next best thing that Feld also produces, monster trucks. That's right. In 2007, Nintendo partnered with Feld to commission a Donkey Kong monster truck. This thing is awesome. This thing is amazing. This thing is epic. Unless you look at it from dead on, and then it's goofy and hilarious. There's a reason why eventually the eye decals were removed, I think. Because with the eye decals, it's just like old goofy dumb eyes just staring you down. It's a yikes. What's super cool about the DK monster truck, they would put the monster truck on the field and then cover it with a big fake barrel. He would blast out of the barrel at full speed. It was a very cool storytelling device. Unfortunately, it's a piece of lost media. There is no video. There's video of the barrel. There's video of Donkey Kong in action, but there's no video of him blasting out of the barrel in action. That's sad. It's some fun lost media. But hey, I'm working on some fun costume character lost media. So let me know in the comments if you want to see some hashtag lost media and if you know about any. If you know some stuff. Call me. A new era of Donkey Kong suits debuted in 2010 as the Donkey Kong Country game was rebooted in beautiful new graphics and stuff. And the promotion for this game is kind of crazy because they'd have play areas set up in like populated areas like the boardwalk at Atlantic City or whatever, and with previews of the game. And then like every couple of minutes, a Donkey Kong would blast through the wall and jump scare these kids, and it's epic. The kid reactions are super cute, and the new DK costume is really good. You know, it's honestly maybe one of the most just streamlined best ones we've had so far. And you can find this costume today at Nintendo stores, like whenever they have big events. Like this is the in-house Donkey Kong suit that they have, that they bust out whenever Donkey Kong needs to appear for an event or something. And it's a standard smaller suit. It's not a very big Donkey Kong. They found this one video where they didn't put the tie on him. That's weird. I don't like that. He's a business monkey. He's doing monkey business, but he's a business monkey. You gotta keep the tie on him. And now here we are in the timeline in 2024, 2025, where Nintendo has finally got it together and figured out what was wrong with their Donkey Kong Minecart Madness attraction that's being delayed forever. And it seems like we're finally getting Donkey Kong in Nintendo World. Nintendo Land, Nintendo World. Nintendo World. Nintendo World? I think it's called Nintendo Land, Nintendo World. I'm hyped, man. December 2024, and then of course in 2025 when it opens up in Epic in Florida. So get hyped for this stupendous costume. Look at this thing. Look how big this thing is. Holy smokes. It's cool, and there's like, a fun eatery, but the best part about it is, of course, Donkey Kong's house with this big old pile of bananas out front that you can meet Donkey Kong, this new beautiful costume that they built for him, which honestly, looking back at all the versions we've seen so far, feels like just like the appropriate amalgamation of all of it. Like the right fur, the right size, the right definition, the right like eye positions. It just feels like a very fun character. It's gonna be super fun to like just hug and squeeze. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge. This thing is huge. Hey, I'm not monkeying around when I tell you that today's video sponsor, Squarespace, is literally the greatest tool ever to make a super polished website, even if you're just a big old dumb hairy ape putting it together behind the scenes. Squarespace has done it again. Forget AI and welcome design intelligence, combining 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise with cutting-edge AI technology to unlock your strongest creative potential. Design intelligence empowers anyone to build a beautiful, more personalized website tailored to their unique needs and craft a bespoke digital identity to use across one's entire online presence. You know that like saying where you could put a bunch of monkeys in a room and eventually they would like write Hamlet eventually with typewriters?
It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. You stupid monkey.
You could just put one monkey in one room with one Chromebook with Squarespace open. He'd have a website in like 4 minutes. I'm telling you, it's that easy. And Squarespace's super flexible templates continue to be amazing. Get started with a professionally designed Squarespace website template with options for every use and category. Then customize your look, update content, and add features to fit your needs. Transform any template into your own and stand out online on every device. Even mobile. They let you edit mobile. It's great. And here's something pretty cool for all your small businesses out there, introducing Invoices, an easy way to collect payments so you can focus on growing your business. Invoice clients and get paid for your services, turn leads into client proposals, estimates, and contracts, and simplify your workflow and manage your service business on one platform. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/DisneyDan to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Well, Monkey Fam, I hope you had a great time going through the history of Donkey Kong. I look forward to riding his roller coaster for decades of theme park visits in the future. I think it's cool. I think it's cool when a character so iconic like Donkey Kong eventually becomes like a staple of a theme park. Let me know in the comments below or across all the holy social medias if I missed any Donkey Kongs, or if you have a chance to visit a Donkey Kong, send me your photos of DK. I love seeing you guys hang out with costume characters. You hear me saying that all the time, but it's great. Make sure you head on over to my podcast where I hung out with Rocco from Mega 64, and we talked all about Donkey Kong and some of his favorite DK memories, including, of course, Mega 64's Donkey Konga video, which is wild. It's a wild ride. That one's crazy. Hey, patrons, thanks for supporting me. Thanks for hanging out with me in the Discord, watching my videos early, helping me decide what videos to do next, and also seeing a couple secret episodes that I made just for my Patreon. Guys, there's secret stuff on my Patreon, like full-blown 20-30 minute episodes that are just waiting for you. They're crazy damn things. It's just me ranting and with pictures, but come listen. Oh, I forgot to put DK back on. Also, shout out to HalloweenCostumes.com and Fun.com. Of course, HalloweenCostumes.com/DisneyDan. That's where I got this. That's where I got this ensemble. It was just a fun little accessory. And I got this little Donkey Kong toy. He's super great. He's got all kinds of like ranges of motion and stuff. He's wild, man. I love it. Thanks, HalloweenCostumes.com. I'm just an adult child having a blast. It's the end of the video. If you're this far in the video, legitimately, can you like leave me a comment? At least like the video. At least leave a like, but like let me know you made it this far in. And if you made it this far in, leave me a food emoji and tell me what character you want me to do an evolution of next. That's just between us. This is a secret at the end of this is a secret end of the video club. You know, this is a secret. Don't let people in on it, all right? Because if they haven't watched this far, they're out. They don't get it. They don't deserve it, you know? All right, I'm gonna stop monkeying around. Peace. You rock.